Hey guys, it's Ryan with RHRSwag.com. Here to show you a quick install video of the RHRSwag Cool Air Box. First thing you want to do is when you get the package in the mail is you want to make sure that all the parts to make the Cool Air Box are included in the package as well. And there's going to be an installation, paperwork, and flyers in there as well. So when we get the box unpackaged, the parts for the Cool Air Box, you're going to have two curved end pieces here. You're going to have two flat pieces, a base sheet, you're going to have 6 feet of bulb seal, and then a packet of 24 rivets. And that's all the parts you need, 5 minutes of time. You only need 2 tools to put it together. You need a rivet gun, and if you may need to, a tin snips to trim the height for it to fit the height of your hood on your race car. Alright, for the first step, you guys are going to want to remove your air cleaner housing from your car. You're going to have the bottom of the air cleaner housing up in the air, so basically you set it on your table, you grab your base sheet, you would line it right over the top, make sure that it lines up perfectly because it won't overlap the inside of the cup, and from that point you can mark your holes or you can drill them. We're going to put a 3/16 hole for the size of the pop rivet from the air filter side through. So the mushroom end of the rivet is going to be on the bottom side. Okay, so the next step, after we marked and drilled our air filter housing, you can drill through with the 3/16 rivet. And I got the rivets sitting on top where the air cleaner would sit. And the nice thing about this base sheet is the laser holes are already there and they're going to be dead center on your air cleaner base. So this step, we're going to pop rivet all of these on. Okay, so once you've had the 8 pop rivets on there, you can tell that they've sat right dead center in here. And then on the back side as well, this lip sits perfectly on the inside of here. The next step, we're going to measure. Okay, for the step after we've installed the base sheet on the air cleaner housing, we want to test fit it on the car. The reason we do that first is to make sure that we clear the distributor, and we also want to measure the height from our base sheet to the top of our hood. So when you set it down, you want to make sure that you got plenty of room underneath your distributor. You can install the hood and measure from the underside of the base plate to the top of the hood on the 4 corners, and you can write that down on the base sheet or on a piece of paper and you jot that information down. All of our sides are at 5 inches, so if you're right at 5 inches, you can just install your bulb seal and you're good to go. But we'll move it and measure it. Okay, so after we measured our base sheet to the top of our hood, after we test fitted it on the car, the next thing you want to do is install the flat sheet. And it doesn't really matter what side you go on because everything is lasered out perfectly. You just basically need to put on the flat sides first. You got to remember though what application you're using it for. If you have an air scoop where air is going to come from top of the hood down into the air cleaner, you can seal off all 4 sides. But if you like to run an enclosed hood and get the air to come in from the back side, we would leave this out. Okay, so now that we have our 2 inner rivets pop riveted on, we can set our base sheet up on the side, and I'll just show you that this curved end piece, this tab right here is going to overlap the flat end. And you can basically set it on, and we install them all with these 90 degrees on the underside of the base sheet. So you can set it on there and you can pretty much see how it overlaps right here. That way it pulls it in nice and tight after it makes that radius, and it helps with the bulb seal. We can go ahead and pop rivet our 4 sides on. Okay, so after we have pop rivet our 4 corners on, on our base sheet for our Cool Air Box. We go back to our measurements from our base sheet to our hood. We want to make sure that we trim it if necessary before we install the bulb seal. And for ours, we had to trim it a 1/4 inch on all 4 corners. So what I did was I would just mark it at 4 3/4, 2 different locations, and then you can grab a piece of angle iron or your square, and then you can actually just draw a straight line all the way across. That way you got a line on all 4 corners to trim with your tin snips. Okay, so after we've trimmed our flat sheets and our curved ends to get the proper height from our carburetor, our base sheet, to the height of our hood, the next step we could do is install the bulb seal. We have 6 feet in length, and you may have extra for to trim to get the bulb seal to fit nice and easy. But before you do that, you almost want to make sure that you have no sharp edges after you've cut it, because your hands will be pushing down a bulb seal. You want to make sure that you be careful. And next we can install. Okay, so now that we got majority of our bulb seal installed and pressed down, when you come over to the end, you're going to have a little bit of extra. All you need to do is use your tin snips. Imagine where the line will be. Give it a cut. And then press it down and it will conform. And there's a little bit of give, you know, with these curved end sides, there's a little bit of give, but once you got the bulb seal on, it will hold together very nicely. And with the pressure of the hood sitting on top, right on top of the bulb seal, it's going to be safe and secure and put cold air into your engine. Okay, so after we've installed our bulb seal and have it pressed down all the way around, all the rivets done, and our Cool Air Box is completely assembled, we can install it on the car, make sure that it clears the distributor, and as you can tell, it's a fairly large box and you want to make sure that it's completely free of anything in the way, so it can actually twist a little bit, and then you can tighten it down, and then you can block off all that hot air that comes from your radiator and your engine breathers. I'm going to put the hood on to show you the nice seal that it has. Okay. Now you can tell from going from the underside, the bulb seal sits right against your hood, and all that cool air comes from the top.